Canadians will be heading to the polls in less than 3 weeks. Much of the campaign so far has focused on Trump's tariffs, but disability advocates hope other important issues don't get put on the back burner. Tonight, several groups hosted a debate with local candidates to discuss concerns affecting the millions in the country who live with a disability. JP Galliardo has more on what some advocates want to see changed.
13 advocacy groups have come together tonight to host a debate on disability issues ahead of the federal election. They're calling for more focus on the issues affecting over 8 million Canadians.
So we wanted to arrange a candidates debate where all the parties could come together at one place and tell voters with disabilities about the positions of the parties that affect people with disabilities on urgent issues that relate to their lives.
Candidates from the NDP, Liberal, and Green Party are all taking part.
And so I really appreciate them for that.
Missing were representatives from the Conservative Party, which did not reply to the invite. CBC News reached out to the party as to why, but did not get a response in time for broadcast. Kate Chung is the co-founder of the Accessible Housing Network. She says the next government should amend the National Building Code, making it mandatory that all housing feature universal designs.
So universal design basically just means that you can move around in the unit, and it can take the same footprint as any other house, say an apartment. It's just how you arrange the space inside so that, say, for example, someone in a wheelchair would be able to get around, or someone with a walker.
Bruce McIntosh from the Ontario Autism Coalition says, aside from a renewed commitment to a national autism strategy, he wants the next government to implement national accessibility standards.
We have the Access for Ontarians with Disabilities Act, but that only applies to Ontario. And I think that the government could really have an impact in the quality of life for people with disabilities if they could go to any place in the country and expect the same sort of access to the places that they would want to go, buildings, restaurants, transit.
Aside from policies, advocates are also raising concerns around voting accessibility.
Elections Canada does not provide to voters who are blind, like me, a way to independently mark our own ballot in private without anyone helping us and without anybody seeing how we voted, and to independently verify that the ballot is marked the way we want it to.
CBC News also reached out to Elections Canada to confirm whether they would be accommodating blind voters differently this time around. And in a statement, they say progress has been made on an application that will allow voters who are blind or partially sighted to vote and verify their ballot independently. However, it was not ready in time for the upcoming election. Voters will be heading to the polls on April 28th. JP Galliardo, CBC News, Toronto.